Now let's kick you off with the second here. This one, the Watoma Petroleum Fox Pine Logging 1200 with a 2-year-old. It's just a one winner in the race, and that is Tappy's One at the top. Went round in the Karaka Million last time out. She's a lady, a stable change there, now with Murray Baker and Andrew Forsman, and was a trial winner. Thad, let's talk Awapuni. Is there money for She's a Lady?
Was that Sween's calling me very nice? Yes, She's a Lady 220 at this stage, and obviously Tappy's One 240. So we've got the two favourites pretty clearly on top with that race day form, that bringing that northern form down. Baker Forsman, Stephen McKee. We've gone that way, but gee, there's a couple of Central District's first starters have latched on. In particular, you'll see Kalfani down there, number 9 in the book, was $16 when we did open this market, into $10 now, and continues to be backed. And bodes well for John Wheeler, another first starter, no disclosed form. We love those ones, Aidan, at $12 currently. They are both losing results for us, Kalfani and bodes well. Look, at this stage, no one's willing to take the shorts around the two Northerners in the 2-year-old race.
I did the jump out form for you, Thad. Bodeswell won a jump out at New Plymouth on Tuesday, and Kalafani won a jump out at Levin last month, beat home Dash in that jump out as well. So that's okay form, but on what we saw from She's a Lady last preparation, Bevan, here's a horse who does have tactical speed and ability, is a trial winner leading in for Murray Baker and Andrew Forsman, and does look hard to beat. And Thad Taylor, he's only got good things to say, I think, about you, don't you, Bevan?
Oh, of course. He's one of the great blokes around the place. Went to the right school, at least. Look, Tappy's One at the top of the book, of course, went to Ellerslie, and the Karaka Million was a very good winner. So I think race day form has been a key around these 2-year-old races forever. I can tell you about Kalfani. Here's Tappy's One. In its win, this was 2 starts ago before. On a quick backup going to the Karaka Million, it was just probably a little bit too soon for Tappy's One. Got full back the rail and just was a little bit awkward at the 800 metre mark. But this is a good one. Race day experience key. This way of going, not seen, so it's going to be a question mark, but it's been to the races and had those 4 runs under the belt with a win in a minor places. So I find it hard to get away from it. She's a Lady looked good at the trials, you're right there. Dash has been good and the 3 bodes well. Had a bit of a rap from Johnny Wheeler before he took his tour away. He spoke quite highly of this particular horse. Now, Kalfani, I can tell you a little bit about this horse because I thought I'd better do some more research for the team. At that trial, you can go back and watch it. The horse sort of had prior to this gone to the jump outs and went to go between horses and run straight out to the outside fence. In that trial, it went to the inside fence. Post then, it's tried to do it at its jump out 2 starts ago, but had Sam O'Malley aboard, and he managed to straighten up and it flew late. And then it's put one good jump out together where it set outside the lead, took over before the corner, and beat Dash by quite some margin. So, just speaking to Mike, he said, well, the ability's there, but if you put your money on, you can't cry if you lose, because it can do a lot of things wrong, but it has got serious ability, but it has been prone to do a lot of things wrong. So I'm just going to go with the race day experience in the 2-year-old A-Rod. It's just been a key for me throughout the season.
Yep, really good information there too, Bevan. Thanks for that. Let's move you on to the third, and this one is the Makawhai contract in the Rat Hole 1200, rating 72. Magico at 650 and 240 comes up favourite after a really good last start win under Ethan Wright, who was brave with his tactics. Mars Bar has been backed at 7 and 250, 750 back conclusion. How much money's gone on to Mars Bars here, Thad?
Yeah, a fair bit considering the compressed market that we do see here. Throw a blanket over them, for want of a better term here in terms of a betting proposition. So for them to single one out like Mars Bars, that's a pretty good lead. I see it's 1-2 from 3 fresh, 8 and Mars Bars. You've got to respect the Alan Sharrock money when it does arrive. So look, Mars Bar's clearly best back. Stephen Marsh saddles up Power Dream here, second up into this. You expect some natural improvement there. And it came out of quite a strong race there behind Short Fuse and wasn't too far away. So at $11, people are tempted around Power Dream. But yeah, a little bit of money for Conclusion resuming, a little bit of money for Carillion, and a little bit of money for Rose Bowl, Aiden. So yeah, the betting reflects the market compression. Best backed Mars Bars, each way Power Dream in the third of the day.
Okay, I guess we know what the speed map's going to show us. That'll be Magico straight to the front here, Bevan. But there's a lot of pressure as well here, Aidan. It's not just Magico that's going to try and get there. There's a hatful of them trying to go forward with Rose Bowl, Carillion. Look, Carillion's an out and out get forward and rock and roll, so they may really cut quickly here. So I think that does play into the hands of a couple of horses that will sit back. Power Dream, I don't think they'll be overly, or that positive as the speed map shows there. Look, the one run I'm going to show you, now this
I know it's on a better track condition, but just listen to some of the names that are in this particular race. Princess Kiriru, Popstar Princess. And this horse comes off a good run. The winner's going to come in between it and the horse, I think that's Octavio, 3 off the rail there. And Princess Kiriru goes bang. Popstar Princess down towards the inside. These are good horses. And this horse has hit the line very, very nicely. So I understand when the bookies put up 13 that the price disappeared very, very quickly. Now the question mark is these track conditions. And they are a concern, but there was a bit of money there. I think she'll be okay on it. I had a feeling that Conclusion was a horse that maybe Te Akau have set up for this young man to get in the winner's circle. It's won 2 of 9, 3 minor placings. I liked its trial. It was pretty quietly held in behind them. Gate's okay, getting down to the 55 kilos. I think there's a lot of positives there. Mars Bars, I understand again the money here with the fresh up record. She's a horse with just a very short, sharp sprint, Mars Bars. So Hazel will have to be on the money with her ride there and produce at the right moment. Can quicken very nicely over a short sort of 150 metres. And then, look, Rose Bowl's promised a lot, and I thought really nice at the trials and behind a smart one recently. So, in a very tough race, Aidan, I went 13, 1, 4 and 14. But, look, that's one of the betting propositions of the program, the 72-12.
Yeah, a really tough race. If you're getting a winner, you'll be profitable for sure. Let's move you on to our next to go, the fourth, and this one is the Right Livestock TRC Toyota 2200. Tom's at 3 and 128. 450 about Strolling Vagabond here with the scratchings of the 2 and the 5. El Haram running up north. Thad, Jason Tan really keen on Tom's yesterday on the first call. $3. It looks like money's coming.
Yeah, it's very steady, and obviously the form, most of the form coming out of that race that Tom's did win at Trentham last start, beating the likes of Strolling Vagabond, Sylvester, I think Trisha Lee as well coming out of that race. So you can understand why the money is coming for Tom's. I think Strolling Vagabond quite well in, down to 56. I see Tom's goes up a couple of kgs, so there is room for an upset here. Look, Fraser Aurette saddles up 2 in the race that ran the Quinella at Woodville last start. And that's Italian Lover and Dash Purr, which obviously bring a different form line. What I can say at this stage, clearly, the money is with Italian Lover to go on and improve off a first up win. So Italian Lover of those 2, clearly the best back. I would say Tom's the best back just, Aidan, but Italian Lover's bringing that different form line. But I think there's quite a few chances, and with a little bit of a weight swing, I wouldn't have Strolling Vagabond out of it by any stretch.
Yeah, Jonathan Parks goes to Commander Lincoln as well. Let's have a look at the speed map for you for this one. You'd think it'd be sedately run, although they will try and find their spots early with Dash Purr pressing forward here, Bevan.
Yeah, Dash Purr, Trisha Lee, Strolling Vagabond, I think they'll be ridden pretty positively, giving Italian Lover and Tom's the perfect sit just in behind them. Then you'll have Commander Lincoln, Sylvester probably being back in the last couple of pairs. Look, I didn't want to add to your dinner bill, A-Rod, but I thought this performance suggests that Tom's will be too good again here this afternoon. It was a lot of fun watching the first call yesterday and Jason and you sitting down to it, but look, he's a horse who was a question mark on this heavy 10 at Trentham. Now, it wasn't a true heavy 10, and I do have a slight question mark on the track conditions here today around this horse. He hasn't won here at Awapuni, but he's been placed 3 or 4, but he's a different horse this time. And Sylvester has been good, and he should have poked his head in and kept on going, but when Tom's, I think, really was sat down and ridden out hard, he was very good late in the piece. He was very good at his prior run at Hastings, very good winning at the Waipukurau. So, look, he's just gone to another level, this horse. Yes, he's a weight swing, but I think he's potentially, in my mind, the best star in the race. So I had him on top, and he was a length and a half on top, to be honest with you. I thought about him being the best bet, but I thought I'd leave that to Jason. Italian Lover will get the perfect trip, and I think she is very, very progressive. I thought Sylvester, yes, he's a big, strong staying horse who has raced this track very, very nicely, and Strolling Vagabond with that weight swing. Look, 4th up, you'd expect her to go her best race, and she generally does come to form, and once she gets there, she does hold it for a period of time. But yeah, I was with Jason, with Tom's, to be frank with you, Aidan, and I expect him to be winning in race 4.
I'm going to get a lot more sleep and have a lot less coffee before next week's show, I can tell you, Bevan. Let's move you on to the feature, race 7, the James Bull Rangatiki Gold Cup, and Dolcetto at $440 and $185 about She's Poppy here. Where's the money, Thad?
Yeah, look, it really is started to be around She's Poppy. Dolcetto, obviously a race like this, but very good last time behind Rock On Wood, but that's steady in the market, and I think, you know, they deserve to fight out favouritism, those 2 horses. A good old Over the River, he's steady there at 650. He'll be running for us again. They don't want to take Over the River with 60 kilograms. Bit of movement around Red Sierra at odds. I think opened up double figures, might have been $11 Red Sierra into $8.50. But yeah, they really are fighting it out up the top of the book. She's Poppy. With a few rain clouds around, she'll be even better bidding proposition. But how could you ever rule out Dolcetto in a race like this?
I've got to say, I was really close to making She's Poppy my bet of the weekend as well. Went for another Connors runner up north. Here's the speed map with Hinarangi Over the River. And I don't know if Bully Boy will get this close. Where do you expect him to settle, Bevan?
Where did I map Bully Boy? I thought he would hold a positive position for Adrian from that gate. I don't think he'll lead though. Hinarangi definitely comes over, and the way they rode Over the River last time, he'll be going forward. So I think Bully Boy may get the trailing position if that's what they require. I'm with you, Aidan. She's my best bet. She's Poppy. I thought $5 exceptional money around a horse that took this race out last year, and I would sort of suggest to you that it was stronger last season. She gets down in the 53.5 kilos with Over the River coming into the race. She races beautifully here. She's won 3 of 5. She handles these track conditions. There's just too many positives to say that $5 isn't a great value bet in my mind. 53.5. Brilliant. And if you go back and look at who sectionally last started to up, she was really, really good against Sapira and others. So she just comes into the race in a sweet spot for mine. So she's my best on the program here this afternoon. Dolcetto, the 6-year-old, well, hasn't been in the winner's circle for a period of time, but we do know how good he is. And he looked as good as I'd seen him at his most recent performance. Raw Impulse. Look, a bit of an enigma, this horse, but when you go back to the performance behind Dark Princess at Trentham on a track that was much worse than a dead 6 in an open handicap, you've got to give him due respect over the 1,600 metres fresh up for Fraser or Rhett. And how Over the River won his last start, I still don't know, because 1,800 metres, 3 wide the trip against a couple of fair sort of horses, to win was an incredible performance. So 60 kilos, you'd say there's no way he can beat a horse like She's Poppy with 53.5. But I said that last start, so we've got to throw him in the first 4.
Yep, he's won 23 times now. You just got to stop underestimating him at some point, don't you? He's a beauty, that's for sure. Let's move you on to the last, the AB Equipment PDS Logistics with a switch in time at $5 and $2. Jonathan Riddell for Nigel Tiley, and this horse has improved according to Nigel since that Pukekohe run last time out. $5.50 about what's up. $7 for Portland Jimmy. Here, Thad, is there a lead?
Yeah, they've really got it down to 2 here, Aidan. Obviously, Switch in Time, if Dream On runs well up at Te Rapa, you'd expect Switch in Time to do the same. They both come out of the same race. Nigel Tiley travels to Awapuni. That's enough for our customers to some degree. So I think that's $5.50 into 5, well backed. But What's Up, the local for Kevin Gray, also winner of 2 of its last 3 and was very good last time out, was What's Up. I've got a couple for you. Blowouts in the quaddie, Aidan. I know some of our customers will enjoy this. Get Schroeder for Fraser Orette, 2 duck eggs. We're seeing money at $14. And Myrtle, caught wide last time, a little bit unlucky. The resuming win at Otaki was good. $21 is a losing result for us at that stage. But if you wanted to take 2 in the last, you'd be taking the 2 favourites here, Switch in Time and What's Up.
Yeah, with Fraser already having Portland Jimmy and Get Schroeder both in the race, and I'm putting Jonathan Parks on Get Schroeder. I think that's some sort of lead for us there as well. Let's have a look at the speed map for you for this one as well. Portland Jimmy goes forward, as does Royal Ruby and Fictitious, according to our map here, Bevan.
Well, I think Portland will. Look, I will say, when I spoke to Fraser, we originally thought we were on Portland Jimmy, and that's why we're not on What's Up. Because we think Portland Jimmy, with a bit more time, will be a black type performer, and he showed us that to us last time. That's not saying that I don't think What's Up will end up in that grade as well. But Get Schroeder, when he's good, geez, very, very good, and he's been good here on an off-track condition, whereas Portland Jimmy, the suggestion has always been that he's not overly good on these heavy track conditions, although he did get away with a slow track at Trentham through his last campaign. So look for him to improve. But I'm a big fan of What's Up. I've been speaking him for a long period of time. He got the win at Tauhera Nikau. He was off the track at Hastings. He was massive that day, and he backed it up with a very good win at Trentham. And then Collins Street, who was second to him, came out and murdered a field at New Plymouth at his most recent performance. So I think he's a very talented horse. He doesn't know what he's up to completely yet, and he's a little bit of a backward student, you'd have to say, but a couple of kilos off him from that draw. I think he's right in the mix. Over the 4 switch in time, Nigel Tiley, of course, campaigning a team overseas. Kieran Zimmerman here with his team here this afternoon. The last start was very good, heavy chat record outstanding. And then I went a little bit further outside the square. I thought Fictitious She's a good staying horse, 1600 metres on these sort of track conditions. I don't think we'll push her out of the equation. And then I put in Get Schroeder, because when he puts it all together, he is quite some horse, as we've seen here a couple of times at Awapuni. The first win here at Awapuni came from last, and a couple of big hops. He was off and gone, but gee, he can be disappointing in the same breath. So I marked them 6, 4, 12 and 3. That's another great betting race in the last on the program. Right, what's the best bet? Well, it was going to be Tom's, but I thought, no, we're going to go with She's Poppy, $5. I think that's a great price on a smart horse. Now, Empress Sushi is a horse who I think has just been waiting for the cut out of the track, $9.50. It's a tough race, but she's got a lot of ability. So $9.50, I think that's outstanding value. So we'll have 40 to win on She's Poppy at 5. So we'll have 30 on Empress Sushi, $9.50, and we'll sneak a little 30 on Tom's at $3 as a betting strategy. Aidan, not far from getting racing underway here at Awapuni and in the north. The first of 8 goes at 2 minutes past 12.